This video, I'm going to be making some very bold claims about the next MMA superpower. Now, what do I mean by superpower? I just mean, you know that you know how Dagestan's a little region in Russia where everybody knows them for their MMA fighters, for having a lot of rising talent. This is what I mean. I don't mean that every UFC champion in a couple of years are going to be from Tajikistan. It's possible, but I just think that the country of Tajikistan is just going to produce a lot of talent in the coming years. We've already got a few Tajikistan MMA fighters, Muhammad Namayev, uh, Gazarov, and a couple more. I can't pronounce the names properly, so I'm not going to disrespect the fight. Oh, Nayev as well, Nurilo Aliyev. I meant, the Tajik Eagle. Like, there's so many fighters from Tajikistan. It's crazy. Like, they've got so many fighters coming up. But I think that they're going to rise up, and we're going to be seeing so many people from this country in the UFC soon. Not just that, but we've seen that their fan base is so dedicated over in Tajikistan. We've seen when Aliyev made his UFC debut that there was just so many people in one arena just to watch him fight. Like, it was very wholesome actually to see them all around their fighter like that. Not many people, we don't really see many people from like the Western world support their fighters that way. But to see it, to see like a whole country like Tajikistan to come together to support their fighter, I respect it so much. And they get really behind their fighters. If you go see all the comments on Dana White's post where he showed the arena full of Tajik MMA fans, it was literally just flooded with Tajikistan flags and everything. And I actually think there is a fighter who could actually maybe become champion in the future from Tajikistan. And he actually fought. He's not in the UFC yet, but he's getting very close to it. He's already fought on the road to UFC. His name's Samanda Morodov. He's a very good fighter. He's only 24 years old, 9-0. He's beat good level of competition. 10-0 opponent, 19-3, 19-4, 8-1 in his last fight. In UAE Warriors after his road to UFC fight, like he's beat some really good level of competition. I think he should just build up more experience. He's only 24 years old. Just get some experience on the regional scene, develop his striking a little bit. I feel like he should do. But he's got some decent. He's got wins by punches. He's got a very good grappling game. I think he should just work on his striking while he's at it, and then yeah, come into the UFC eventually. But you know, Nuriel Aliyev as well is a very good fighter. He's got a pretty tough fight for his next fight against Rebecki. But if he wins that, then fucking yeah, the sky's the limit for this guy. Like Mateus, if you can beat Mateus Rebecki, that's such a good win. But I think it's a tough fight for him. But I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just think the future of Tajikistan MMA is very high. It's a high ceiling. This nation's gonna like, we're just gonna see the growth and growth of this country. Like, this is gonna be a big MMA hotspot. I think we'll probably get a UFC event in Tajikistan before you know it, because there's already so many Tajikistan UFC fighters. Let me just uh, see if I can find all of them. It's a bit hard to do. So there's Muin Gavrinov, that's one of them. There is Muhammad Naev, who beat Jamie Malaki, Nurilo Alayev, so that's three. And then, did I mention Alayev? Yeah, I think I did mention Alayev. And then there's also the guy who fought uh, Rebecki, actually. Yeah, the guy who fought Rebecki. Wow, Rebecki's coming for all the Tajiks. Okay, I guess he's the guy trying to fucking destroy Tajikistan MMA. But yeah, there was also Loyek Rajhabov, who's 1-1 in the UFC. He's also from Tajikistan, so that's just another Tajik fighter as well. So there's already four fighters in the UFC, and I might be forgetting somebody. There was also, I think there was a female Tajikistan fighter as well. I think she fought Lauren Murphy. I think she was from Tajikistan. She only had one fight in the UFC though, that didn't go well, and then she popped. But still, it's a growing market. And I just think, oh no, she was from Uzbekistan, I believe. Yeah, okay, my bad. She was from Uzbekistan. But still, it's a massive growing market in the UFC, in MMA in general, and they've actually got so many fighters over in Tajikistan. For a country that's only got a population of like 10 million, they've already got like 5 pages on Tapology for MMA fighters. That's I think the pages are like over 200 each page. So there's literally like 800 or something MMA fighters, and probably more. Tapology doesn't get every fighter. Like, there's probably a lot of fighters coming up as well over there that haven't debuted. Yeah, I just think Tajikistan's going to be a massive MMA superpower before we know it. And when I say superpowers, there's a few countries that are MMA superpowers in my opinion. Obviously, there's America, Brazil, Russia. I'd class Australia in there just because we had Volkanovski, we have Whitaker. We have Jack Della Molina coming up. We have a lot of prospects in the rankings. We have Steve Erceg. We have a lot of fighters coming up, and we're only a small country. So I class Australia in that superpower list. But yeah, the Tajikistan, these fighters are just coming up and up, and honestly, it's really cool to see. I like new markets being developed in the UFC, and I think Tajikistan, I think these Tajikistan fighters have pretty high ceilings. Currently in the UFC, I'd say Nurello Aliyev probably has the highest ceiling, but I do think Samadar Muradov has the highest ceiling in general, even higher than Aliyev. But I guess we'll have to see what happens with Muradov if he gets signed to the UFC anytime soon. He's already had a road to UFC fight where he dominated. He got a first round rear naked choke against Quien Sequeira, who is 19 and 5, 29 years old, very experienced fighter from Brazil. He's then that guy beat a good level of competition as well. 17 and 10, 8 and 0, 10 and 3, 10 and 2, 8 and 1, 8 and 1, 29 and 11, 8 and 0. He beat Wellington Turman, so that's a UFC caliber guy, a guy in the UFC who's had a lot of success in the UFC, and he beat him, so that's like a pretty good win for him. So this guy's beat some really solid guys, and Muradov just ran through him. So you know, Muradov's got a very high ceiling in my opinion. 6'1", 74-inch reach, welterweight, 24 years old, young guy, and yeah, he's already 9-0. I think he'll probably get a few more wins before he gets signed to the UFC, and then yeah, I think he's just got a massive, massive ceiling. Young guy, and I can see him mixing it up with them top welterweights in the future. But yeah, he's still young, so no need to rush him. But yeah, I think we're going to see a massive, massive uh, group of fighters rise up from Tajikistan before long. Like it's going to happen. Like yeah, just a very impressive talent pool is currently that it's currently from Tajikistan, and it's only going to get better. They're a developing country when it comes to MMA. And Muhammad Nurmaev in his next fight, he's got a big one. He's got Nathaniel Wood at featherweight. That's a really tough fight. But if he wins that, he's already close to the rankings because Nathaniel Wood arguably has already earned a ranked fighter. So that's he's got nothing to lose against Nathaniel Wood. So he's very dangerous in that fight. I'll probably go with Nathaniel Wood in that fight, but still, Namaev's dangerous. He was losing to Jamie Malaki, but he caught him. So the guy's dangerous. Got a fun style as well. And yeah, I think the best is yet to come from the fighters from Tajikistan. I just see this being a big, big, big market, and I think that Tajikistan is probably going to turn out to be like the next Dagestan. Just when it comes to in terms of MMA talent, I think we're going to see such a quick rise in talent coming from this part of the world, and then even other parts of Central Asia, probably. You know, like Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, maybe even. I don't really know any Turkmenistan fighters. I know there was a guy from Turkmenistan in Bellator, so maybe we're going to see the rise in MMA from Turkmenistan too, because yeah, I can definitely see that happening. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think definitely it's going to be the rise of Central Asian MMA though. We're going to see a lot of like obviously Kazakhstan's already got a big group of fighters already. They've got a massive population, so we'll probably see a lot of Kazakh fighters as well. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see this, and yeah, just keep your eyes on fighters coming from Tajikistan because I think there's going to be a big group of fighters in the coming years from that part of the world, and I think a lot of them are gonna do some good things. The current group in the UFC from that country, I don't know if I see any of them being champion. Maybe, like I said, I think Aliyev probably has the best shot at going into the rankings at lightweight, but I still you never know. Aliyev's very young as well. Even if he loses to Rebecca, he still could make a comeback. So I wouldn't completely rule him out even if he loses to Rebecca because the guy's only 23 years old. He's young. He's already 9-0. So yeah, it's just a good region of the world that's growing in the growing. So it's good to see. But yeah, I'm very confident though. I'm very confident in this. I feel like Tajikistan is going to be like the next like big MMA nation. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree, or just let me know your thoughts on this and what other countries you think are going to be the next rising like Dagestan, Chechnya type region in MMA. When it's just like the next hotbed of MMA. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.